I know that there's people in Greece right now that are talking about us and the magic that we brought that day. There's just no doubt in my mind. Hi, my name is Robin Berning, and I am a master certified classical feng shui consultant and an advanced life and spiritual life coach. I have been on several retreats with Amanda, and every single one of them has a very special place in my heart. Each one has been a great standalone retreat, but it's also they kind of have compiled onto each other to become more and more powerful for me. The bonds that we make. I remember my first retreat in Ireland. We were all kind of gathering, getting ready to go on the bus that was taking us to the resort center. And we all started bonding immediately, like on the grass there at the airport. Everybody was like taking care of each other and all the things. It's like it's so magical when you come together with this group of women, how the nurturing or the vulnerability. Like I remember I had a very vulnerable moment at that time. I was having some technical difficulties with my phone and my battery was dying, and I was been traveling all night, and I was like, what? And everyone just kind of huddled around me, which was amazing. And then, of course, we went to the Seafield Resort, which was beautiful, and had an opening circle there. That was my first retreat with Amanda. So I was still a little not sure where I fit in or what I was doing, or feeling kind of vulnerable and not necessarily, if I was going to let myself go. And I remember the first day, one of the other gals, when we were at the sacred well, and there was this beautiful hawthorn tree, and everybody, and Amanda was doing some healings, and one of the other women just had this very vocal outcry and a scream. And I just remember everybody just like holding space for her. And I remember thinking to myself, I wish I could do that, because I wasn't at that place in my healing where I was comfortable doing that. Fast forward, I went to the Borrego Springs retreat in California, and that actually happened. That healing that was happening there, it's like I could feel that coming up, and it just happened. And it was so freeing and healing and all the things. And afterwards, I was like, wow, I just did that. That was one of those milestone points that for me, where I saw how far I had come in my own healing process. Like I said, each retreat can stand alone, but they also kind of build onto each other. And in Greece, I went with a completely different intention. I knew that it was going to be very powerful for me. Also, because I've had physical healing through the years. I've had some physical restraints in my body, and my work with Amanda started in that realm of working on my physical body to get ready for that first Ireland retreat, along with all of the emotional components that go along. They always say the issues in the tissue, right? As I'm moving through all of my spiritual stuff, my physical body is also healing. So when we got to Greece and we went to Delphi on that first day, I was able to go all the way to the top. And I'm getting goosebumps right now remembering that. And when I got up there, I just had this moment of like, I just can't even explain it. The spiritual experience of like physically getting to the top, spiritually being there. There was another really powerful thing that happened that day at the water spout. This beautiful video that was taken by Trish, which I have that in my phone and I look at it multiple times. So thank you for that. And it was just it was so empowering for me to have been able to get all the way to the top of Delphi on many, many levels. And that spiritual experience I had when I was up there was so powerful. And on the very same day, when I had this like massive ascension, if you will, for myself, I was also there with two of my friends had come with me. And one of them was very new to all of this, very, very new. Like didn't even, when she signed up for the retreat, didn't even want to know what was going to be happening. And I'm like, are you sure? She's like, no, just want to go. Well, after that first day, she was like, oh my gosh, like what's happening here? And I could tell that she was, like not really sure. We just had a really beautiful, quiet moment. She was kind of sitting off to the side, which is another thing I love about Amanda's retreats, because there is no expectation on anybody as to what you should be doing or shouldn't be doing. You are just there everybody meets you where you're at, and you are honored wherever you're at in your processes. And so my friend, and in that moment, she was questioning things. And I was able to just go over and sit with her. We just sat in the quiet, and it was all amazing. And I just told her, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. You're getting healing regardless if you're participating in something or not. And something in her in that moment just shifted. And then later we went to lunch. And when we all jumped into the sea, well, I didn't jump in, they all did. They're crazy. It was cold. Something in her shifted. The next day or the third day, I can't remember which day it was, that's when she got her healing from Amanda. And it was very different. It was just, again, Amanda can meet anybody where they're at. So I always tell people, don't mind if you've never done anything like this before, or if this would be your 20th retreat. You're going to get exactly what you need, whether it's from the group, from one of the other women in the retreat, or Amanda, or all of the above. It's just this magical thing that happens. It's like we're encapsulated in this magical bubble that follows us around everywhere we go. And other people notice. In Greece, when we were doing one of our healings, sometimes other people, in the public might be around. And often if they are and they witness, they are kind of brought into the energy with us. And you can tell that they also have an energy shift within them just by observing and witnessing what it is that we're doing. And so it just is really kind of that confirmation of the work that we do in our consciousness, how it creates that ripple effect onto the planet. Because I know that there's people in Greece right now that are talking about us and the magic that we brought that day. There's just no doubt in my mind. Again, I'll just kind of wrap back to, that physical piece and the ascension piece. And I didn't think I was going to end up going to Ireland this year because I went to Greece, right? But after the Greece trip, on this cellular level, I'm having this soul calling that I need to go to Ireland. And it's on two levels. It's that spiritual piece of the ascension and the light codes and working with that dragon energy, but also that physical piece, because we're going to be going to Skellig Michael. And that is going to be a physical pilgrimage for me to know that I can do it, right? That's been part of it from all along. I'm like bookending this Ireland thing because it was the first Ireland trip that I used as my motivator to start healing my physical body. And now it's only been 2 years, and I'm going to hike to the top of Skellig Michael. So yay me. I'm so excited. So once you sign up for this experience, you don't have to think about anything other than just getting yourself there. And then once you get off the airplane, all transports and meals and everything are done very high class. It's very comfortable. The food is always amazing. And fast forward into Greece, again, everything top notch. The transportation, the food, the lodging, the tour guides. There's always, somebody who can answer our questions and take care of our every need. Everything is thought of. You really don't need to think about anything, once you get there. Most of what I do on these retreats, I do for myself, right? I go on these retreats for my own personal growth and development, but I always come home with stuff that wraps into my business. And I feel that, my clients feel it. And after this Greece retreat, now that people have told me, I'm noticing it now myself, that there's this moment where I might be talking to somebody and I can tell that they're like starting to go down this slippery slope. And I'll be like, either I just touch them or I just say, look into my eyes. And it's like they just snap into this place of receiving and willing to receive. And then I just kind of channel, right? We all, every person on the planet channels, just in case you didn't know that. Like spirit speaks to people through us. So when I say I channeled, it's not, it's just, I say something that they need to hear. And then as soon as I'm done with the message, it's like they come back again, and it's just been this amazing thing to watch. And it's just another one of those kind of stories that affirms to me that the work that we do on ourselves helps to change the planet. And with the rise of the divine feminine and us stepping into our power, I'm noticing it more and more. The more that I share these things that I do for myself, it's empowering other, not just women, but men too. We all have divine feminine within us. And it's been incredible the shifts that I've seen, even in the people around me, as I'm doing my work. I just can't say enough about how empowering and important things like this are. And if you are ever on the fence about if you should do something like this, I'm just going to let you know you will not regret it if you do it, but you might regret it if you don't.
Returning to the mother of us all.